Hi guys, how's it going? Now that I've had a little bit more time to play around with GSA, I've got about 3 or 4 months into it now. I just wanted to show you the best possible way to get results with it using 70% and up uniqueness, and I mean unique articles. So I'm just going to jump back to using my quit smoking campaign. My support guy actually showed me this today, and if you take a good look, this is essentially what you want to build when you're doing automatic link building. If you look and see exactly what you're pointing directly at your money site, you don't want to use things like guestbooks, the exploit module, trackbacks. That's a big one. Don't use trackbacks up here pointed directly at your site. You just don't want to risk your site getting penalized. So what you want to do is just use social sites, article directories, Web 2.0, wikis, and I don't even use blog comments pointed directly at my site, just for the reason that a lot of people use that and it's really spammy looking. In my opinion, that'd be the first thing that Google would check. But you know, everybody has their own opinion. So let's build a campaign here. I want to show you the best way to get results out of GSA, and I don't mean just your regular results. When you use these articles here, I was finding that my Web 2.0 sites were actually outranking my website that I was trying to rank. So if you have really unique articles, you're going to rank higher, and that's just a given. But these are really good. It's probably this wicked article creator probably produces the most unique articles that I've seen a tool make yet. So it's pretty straightforward. My niche is quit smoking, so I'm going to put quit smoking in my keyword here. You want to leave this as broad as possible. I find that if you try narrowing your keyword down there, you're not going to get results at all. So just leave it very broad to what your niche is. I should show you this. Google will start blocking you after using it after so long, and you're going to have to put proxies in here. Now the format that they want you to put them in is your IP, port, username, password. So since the proxies that I put on the desktop for you guys doesn't come with the username and password, and obviously we do that because then our proxies would be used all over the internet. We just have it authorized to the IP or of the server that you're on. So just put a semicolon at the end of each proxy. That's all you got to do. And that's under the settings, under WAC Extra. You can tweak some of the settings here. There's not really much. Just stay away from heavy spinning. I noticed that when you start doing that, the articles become hard to read. And actually that by default I think is off. I was just playing around with it. And yeah, just leave everything default. You can play around with that later, but just for you guys that haven't played around with this yet, just leave it and put your keyword in there and hit build. That's all you gotta do. If it starts saying scraping threads here after you hit build, then it means that Google blocked you. So even though our IPs are anonymous, Google can still block any connection too many times. And I find that ever since the last Google update, it's really sensitive to proxies. So I wouldn't be surprised if the cost of proxies went up, just because it's going to be harder to stay anonymous from Google not being able to detect proxies. Okay, I'm just going to let that build. I will go over here. The URL that we're going to put in is, that's my old, I used that website on my last 3 or 4 videos. It's the startvaping.com site that I started for quitting smoking. Now, after I've been playing around with these settings here, I found that using different variations is a good one, because it's not changing your anchor text or anything. It's just changing from capital to lowercase. Use keywords for anchor text. Use text variations. So that's just the same thing as up here, basically. I was playing around with generic anchor text, and it'll just throw in a bunch of these words, but I'd rather have my anchor text in all of them, and then just do less campaigns rather than have words that aren't going to get me anything out of it. Okay. So for here, where it asks all services user to fill captchas, of course you're going to fill in your captcha information. You should anyways, or else you're not going to get any of the reCAPTCHA sites, or any of the sites that reCAPTCHA is on, and those are some really good sites, and probably the best links to get your link on, or the best sites to get your link on. But when it can't solve something, it's going to ask the user, and it's just going to waste a bunch of time with all these info boxes popping up and asking for you to fill it out. You might as well just put skip if you're not going to fill them out. Verify all your links. I like to re-verify my backlinks. We'll get to that here in a second. Because when I'm making link wheels, I want to make sure that the verified list is actual links and then they're not all dead. So especially if you're building link wheels, and the way that you build a link wheel is you just go here and click on use verified URLs from another project, and it's not letting me because I don't have any other projects. But let's just say I wanted to make another project after this one was done. I could then click here and then link to this one, and it would build links on the new campaign towards the first one. So just building link wheels. And you can go, let's just say you wanted to make one of these campaigns all articles, which is what I have been doing, and then build a second campaign, and then click a bunch of other ones and point those at your article sites. You can play around with a bunch of different methods, and I find that with all these Google changes, the best way to do it is just build a link maze. All these pre-made templates that I'm seeing, and obviously Senuke has lots of them. A lot of them aren't working as well because there's thousands of users using them, and it takes a little while to build a template. And that's what the beauty is of GSA, because each time's different. So you're never going to have the same link structure. And Google has like a multi-million-dollar bot scraping the internet that it's not stupid. It can see it. It can see patterns. So the best way is just to make a link maze. Don't have any templates or anything like that. So yeah, so basically, don't have any link structure planned. Keep it basic, like this. This is a perfect plan here. You don't have any sites in any order or anything. You just say, okay, I'm gonna put blog posts in the first one, microblogs, social bookmarks, directories, and niche-related blog comments in the first one. and just keep it broad like that and you'll do fine. So over to setting up this campaign, we're going to click on options. I noticed that when you click on this one right here, continuously try to post to a site even if it failed before, I find that GSA is smart enough to know where to post several times. So let's just say that there's a blogger blog that is like a page rank of 6. It will come back and post 2-3 more articles on that blog post with more links. So that's a good option there. I would check that off. And try to always place a URL with anchor text in descriptions, comments. That's a good one to have. I've been using that one and it's fine. These other two, no, I haven't been using those ones, and so I'm not going to do it. And using typos and spell errors in descriptions. Okay, so right here on the search engines, if whatever language that you are trying to rank for, I would use just that language. If you're posting about an English site on Chinese sites, but to me that's just plain as day. How many times is your URL going to show up on other language sites? Like, let's just say you're ranking for startvaping.com. You have an English website, so there shouldn't be hundreds, if not hundreds of thousands of comments showing up in on Chinese blogs in English. It just doesn't add up. So what I've been trying to do is just check by language and click on English. That way it'll search just English sites. Now here's a pretty important part right here. This is what's going to make your links not stand out and look like they're on spammy sites. I would leave that just at the default. Skip sites with more than 50 outgoing links. That's going to eliminate probably 70% of the sites that it would normally post to. You don't want your links on spammy sites. Maybe up at your 3rd or 4th tier that you would start posting on any site to post to your 2nd tier. But you don't want that anywhere near your money site. You don't want your site to even come close to anyone thinking that it has anything to do with spam, or it'll be blacklisted and that's it. Okay, so since my main website, Extreme SEO Tools, has been out for going on a couple years now, it already has a whole bunch of low page rank sites pointing at it. So I've just been putting this up to 5. That way I only have page rank 5 and up sites pointed when I do my Extreme SEO Tools campaigns. And that might balance it out a little bit because it was starting to look a little bit too spammy. Tons of low page rank sites pointing at my site, especially if I got affiliates. There's a lot of low page rank sites pointed, so that might balance it out a little bit just by staying up there. And coming back to this diagram, you want your first tier to always be higher page rank. It's just going to do better in your search results, and you're going to get way better results. And skip unknown page rank. You're going to find that when you use GSA, there's a lot of sites that it can't tell what the page rank is, or maybe it hit a bad proxy and it couldn't find it, it couldn't test it, get the page rank. So just skip that, because then you'll find that those page rank 1s are still slipping through, and it will do a really good job at only posting to pages that it can find the page rank. So let's get our article out of this Wicked Article Creator. what it's done as it's already got all of the comment stuff. It's got the article all done, the summary, everything that goes in the data spot of your GSA campaign. It's going to fill. And since we're only doing the first tier here, I'm actually going to get rid of image content, comment, going to get rid of video. I'm just going to stick with Web 2.0, social network, bookmark, and my article. And this one up here at the very top, you can actually get an API for it, and I can't do it right now because I got the project open, but if you go to the site that I'll show you in a minute, you can get an API key and you get a bunch more sites here, and they're very good sites, high quality Web 2.0 sites. I'll show you that in a bit, but let's get this here sorted out. So where's my keywords? I just threw some keywords here quick just so I can show you what to do here. Have your list of keywords, paste it in here, paste it in if you're going to use it for anchor text, and I just pick all categories because there's so many sites out there that have different category structures that you're going to miss some of them anyways just because you didn't get the right category picked. And I think that having all of them is going to give you a better chance at getting your site submitted. So that's it. Export to database. And this is where the magic happens. There, we got a GSA ID, copy to the clipboard. Come down here and go to Tools, Autofill, use WAC ID, post it in, done. Now it says I could fill 25 fields. Now we'll scroll down and see what it did, and voila, it's all filled out. And another thing I've been doing here is it doesn't change the about yourself. So Wicked Article Creator also has an about me builder that's got like hundreds of different variations all spun up. And I've been just testing that lately to see if you get any better results, but GSA already has a whole bunch in the data file, so I'm sure that it will still do a pretty good job regardless if you change that or not. Wicked Article Creator already puts an image in with the articles, so if you want to put another one, that's fine, but you don't have to. Let's do a test and see it. So there we go. We got a whole ton of different variations of articles and social site variation mixes, and it's all very unique. I tested some of these that WAC puts out, and I've seen some at 97% uniqueness. You just can't get better than that. That's probably the best there is. And the good thing about it is you can read it. It makes sense. It's not like the best spinner quality where you have a hard time figuring out what the article even says. So give that a try. I just wanted to show you guys that. Oops. Oh, that's right. When you put your keywords in when you build, all it will do is put it into the anchor text spot here. So just unclick that, copy it, paste, and there we got our first campaign going. And if you're going to follow along with this diagram here, which I do recommend, and thank you, Patrick, for getting that. you would go ahead and make another campaign, and all you have to do is just point everything at this one. So we'll click on new. Actually, let me show you what I meant about the API. So we want to come down here. So if you want to get the API key for serengines.com, then just click on the home page, get your API key, and then you'll be presented with some more sites. And that's that. Okay, so if we were going to make another module to point at my first campaign, then we would leave, get my diagram here. Then we would want to get microblogs, leave blog comments on. We'll get forums going, guest books, we got directories, and bookmark everything. And that's that. Do that for the second tier. And then you would just come up here and click on use verified URLs and point it at start vaping. So you don't have to put any keywords in. Click yes. And yeah, you don't have to put no keywords in because you can just use the anchor text from the verified URL, which is going to save you time. And you would just go in and do your build again with Article Builder or WAC. So if you're going to use GSA, I 100% encourage you to take advantage of WAC. I have it on all of your desktops now. And take advantage of it because you're going to see some pretty incredible results from using it. And for those of you that don't have a lot of time to do your own SEO, and maybe you just caught this video on YouTube, GSA would be perfect for you. It might take you just a couple days to get to know how to use the software, but it is a very automatic compared to any of the other tools. You can just kind of set it and forget it. One thing I will recommend though is if you are doing that, come back to your GSA campaign in about a week, preferably less. I like to come back every 3 days and then reload your GSA campaigns with some fresh content, just so that you don't ever, you're wearing out the uniqueness of those articles every time it posts, and the chances of it being similar are more and more every time. So you want to reload it with fresh stuff as much as you can. But if you don't have a lot of time, I recommend GSA for sure. I just wanted to show you that how to use WAC with GSA. If you guys have any questions, just open a support ticket anytime. Support@extremeseotools.com. Have a good day.